Hello, my name is William. I'm a recent graduate of Purdue University. I just finished up my master's program here, and I'm currently on the market, looking for full-time employment. The biggest ones I think I would like to talk about are really how the visible identities will interact with the invisible identities and just the additional conflict that that can bring up. So obviously visible identities, I have African American features, I am biracial, but then how that interacts with some of the invisible components, such as things like depression, being anxious, being borderline Asperger's, or having a lot of those characteristics, and how, since there's a lot of overlap of expectations and stereotypes, you just never know what someone is reacting to. And in many ways, for myself, I find the invisible ones much harder to deal with, because when someone knows the invisible ones, that adds a whole nother complication. But if they just know the visible ones, then it's easy to attribute something to that. When they don't know, in some aspects, it's better, because then I know they don't know, and so I know they're not attributing it to that. But then there's the issue, especially for African American males, of being the good one. And so it's tough, because it's like, no, this isn't because I'm African American. I'm not having this issue because I'm African American. I'm not good enough for all these other things. It's because of this other thing. But if I tell them if I don't tell them, they'll attribute it to me being black. But if I do attribute it to this other thing, then it's worse for me, because not only do I have these other things that I have to worry about, that's even if they even bother to consider it. I mean, or whether they completely understand it at all. I mean, it's just, oh, this is just another negative thing about you. It's a huge conflict, because, you know, it's basically everything you do wrong, or any sort of shortcoming, because you are one of the few people that, of that group, that they are exposed to. It's basically, you are setting the example, because that might be the first exposure. It might be higher education. This might be the first black person that they've interacted with at this level, or thought with this level, and then you being the one that's sort of a letdown, and it's like, oh, black people just can't cut it. And it's just like, I want to say, no, this has nothing to do with being a black person. This is because of this other shit. And even with all this, sorry, excuse my language, and even with all this other stuff, it's still there.